Bro, I'm telling you, I'm just gonna keep dropping it on you. Stay tuned. This is from the New Arab. Did the Pentagon give Israel 1 million face masks? And there is the Zionist, is Donald Trump. An Israeli press report claiming the U.S. Department of Defense shipped 1 million face masks to Israel have angered Americans, causing some to question the Trump administration's priorities. An Israeli press report claiming the U.S. Department of Defense had shipped 1 million face masks to Israel to help protect Israeli soldiers has angered Americans, causing some to question the Trump administration's priorities amid the coronavirus pandemic, amid reports of shortages of protective equipment for U.S. health workers. The Pentagon allegedly the Pentagon's alleged shipment was initially reported by the Jerusalem Post. However, mention of American involvement was later scrubbed, raising suspicions that U.S. anger may have forced Israeli military censors to act. Israel's army is notorious for tightly monitoring media output, having barred or redacted over 2,000 stories just last year, according to the Movement for Freedom of Information. U.S. Department of Defense give 1 million masks to IDF for coronavirus use, read a headline published by the Jerusalem Post on Wednesday, referring to the shipment that had arrived at Ben Gurion Airport on Tuesday night. The original article said a plane carrying over 1 million surgical masks for the IDF landed in Ben Gurion Airport Tuesday night in an operation run by the U.S. Department of Defense's Delegation of Procurement. And here's Lale Khalili at Lale Khalili. So the U.S. hoards face masks for ICE and IDF. It figures. A plane carrying over 1 million surgical masks for the IDF landed in Ben Gurion Airport Tuesday night in an operation run by the U.S. Department's Defense Delegation Procurement. There they are. I saw it. I don't know if you saw that post, but the Jerusalem Post just changed the title at Samer Abdelnour on Twitter. The Jerusalem Post just changed the title. Wonder why. The Department of Defense give 1 million masks to IDF for coronavirus use. And then let's go to it. Let's see what the heck. U.S. Department of Defense give 1 million masks to IDF for coronavirus use. The masks were procured from China and shipped to Israel in order that the IDF can begin using them within days. Israel brings 1 million masks from China for IDF soldiers. You see that? Israel brings 1 million masks from China for IDF soldiers. The masks were procured from China and shipped to Israel in order that the IDF can begin using them within days. The masks were procured from China and shipped to Israel in order that the IDF... Okay, U.S. Department of Defense give 1 million. Israel gives 1. Okay, whatever. Curiously, the headline was later revised to Israel brings 1 million masks from China for IDF soldier, but traces the old headline can be seen in the article's URL. All mention of the U.S. Department of Defense's alleged involvement also appear to have been removed, with no reason given in the updated article for the revision or official retraction posted. A yet-to-be-deleted tweet by the Jerusalem Post official account still shows the original introduction. Let's look at the screenshot. Of course, it's not there. All right. Let's see where. I think I went too far here. Oh, I did. A plane carrying over 1 million surgical masks for the IDF to use in the fight against coronavirus has landed in Ben Gurion Airport in operation run by the U.S. Department of Defense. I think I retweeted this. No, I'm going to retweet it. So just so you know. You can follow me on Twitter in case we'll get to that. Curiously, the headline was later revised to, okay, I already read that. The New Arab has reached out to the Department of Defense Logistic Agency for comment, but did not receive a response at the time of publication. The DLA on its website says it provides logistical, acquisition, and technical support for the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and other federal agencies and allies. Israel's spy agency, Mossad, has been involved in a frantic effort to secure protective gear as Tel Aviv scrambles to respond to a major coronavirus outbreak. Netanyahu told Mossad, hey, go get me some. And they did. I'll show you the headline. The initial headline mentioning U.S. involvement in the shipment sparked fury on social media, where users highlighted America's own struggles to contain the coronavirus outbreak. American hospitals are begging for protective gear. This is sickening, wrote one Twitter user, referring to U.S. medical workers who have complained about the reported shortages of protective gear for frontline workers. While frontline American health workers go without and Palestinians are told to use their socks, Trump ships 1 million masks to Israel's army, wrote another, referring to reports that Palestinian prisoners were told by Israeli authorities to use socks as face masks. The Trump administration has been praised by Israeli leaders as the friendliest ever to Israel. Yeah, he's like the first Jewish president, let me tell you. The delivery of alleged U.S. supplies to support Israel's military comes just days after a U.S. Navy captain was removed for alleging that the Pentagon had given inadequate attention to a COVID-19 outbreak on the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier. So yeah, let's just highlight that real quick. The delivery of alleged U.S. supplies to support Israel's military comes just days after a U.S. Navy captain was removed for alleging that the Pentagon had given inadequate attention to a COVID-19 outbreak on the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier. I hope you get your job back, Mr. Navy Captain. Brett Crozier wrote a letter that was leaked. Oh, that's him. Brett Crozier wrote a letter that was leaked to the media describing the virus-struck vessel's dire situation. Following Crozier's removal, U.S. Acting Navy Secretary Thomas Modly resigned on Tuesday over his mishandling of the affair and the heavy-handed approach towards the Navy captain. The Crozier affair was just the latest in a string of missteps by the Trump administration amid the coronavirus pandemic, drawing sustained criticism from the American public. U.S. President Donald Trump initially downplayed the virus, which he likened to an ordinary flu and said was under control in the United States, before later accepting that it was a national emergency. More than 12,000 Americans have now died from COVID-19. The New Arab. Did the Pentagon give 1 million face masks? They sure did. So just so you can follow me on Twitter, that's me right there, at Omar_SX3. Hit me up, man. Let's talk about it.